What's good, YouTube? tplocks here, bringing you guys another video. Yes, as you guys can see, I am not cleaned up right now. It looks like I'm wolfing and I am not trying to. So we're gonna get that cleaned up today. If you're interested in that video, stay tuned. Per usual, you guys, if you're not done so already, please hit that like and that subscribe button. If you have hit that like and subscribe button already, definitely wanna make sure you hit that notification bell to stay notified on all the posts the moment I post. All right, let's get started. Before we get started on this video, I just wanna acknowledge that I did miss you guys last week for the video. I definitely wanna apologize for that. We are looking for homes right now in the Dallas area. Anybody who's in that process of looking for their first home knows it's a very stressful time. So I needed a little bit of time to do that. But as you guys can see, I am back and I am looking a little bit more crusty than when I left. A lineup and a good haircut, fellas, y'all know it can make a huge difference in how you look. I mean, as I get older with my kids, I already got bags under my eyes and my skin is taking a pounding because of my daughter. I don't know if y'all can see that scratch right there. Baby girl caught me slipping, okay? And when it comes to your hair, it can make a huge difference in your overall appearance, okay? And I'm gonna show you guys that today. Hopefully I can make a cool little transformation video, all right? Now I will say this, coming into this video, I am an amateur. I'm not a professional barber. I am not telling you to do exactly what I do. I'm just gonna show you what I do, and you can take and add tidbits, you can leave suggestions, whatever, in the comment section below, okay? But let's get started. So before we get started, you guys, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna be using today, okay? First thing I'm gonna be using is one of these socks, these dreadlock socks. When I'm cutting my hair, I wanna make sure my locks are all the way out the way, and I'm gonna make sure that the sock is covering up the parts that I don't want to cut. This is gonna be a good way for me to make sure everything is out of the way. If you don't have one of those, you can also use like a little scrunchie. This is one of my daughter's scrunchies that I had that I was using to hold my hair up a little earlier, but today I'm gonna be using the sock, all right? Secondly, clippers. All right, these are just a plain pair of wall clippers, you guys. Nothing fancy. I'm not even sure if they're liners or trimmers. I believe that they might be a trimmer. I'll leave the link in the description for this as well. But this is what I'm gonna be using. Cool thing about these is they come with guards, right? I'm gonna be using my half guard and I'm gonna be using my 1.5 guard. Also gonna be using combs, okay? Now you can use whatever comb you use. I don't really have to put a link in the description, but I'm gonna be using a regular comb. The reason you wanna use a comb is because it will help make sure that you cut your hair evenly. When you leave those little clumps of coils, or as my family used to say back in the day, them little beads, if you leave them little beads in your hair, when the clippers go over them, they will cause the clippers to cut more hair than you naturally intended with the guard, okay? So you wanna make sure you detangle first, all right? Lastly, I have a brush. Now I use this to brush my beard, but you can also use it to brush your hairline down. The brush is really important because as you're doing it, you wanna make sure you're wiping the hair out the way. Sometimes your clippers will leave a little bit of the shed hair that they've cut into your hair, so you just wanna brush it to make sure everything is still clean. So here we go. Put on the dread sock. So I think I've got it now. Sort of got my hair tucked the way I want it. Really, at the end of the day, this is just a general guideline. So as you can see, like I've got most of my hair tucked away. All of my locks are protected. The only things that aren't are the ones in the front right here, but that's just to get a little bit more visibility. I will not be touching the hair at the top. I leave the top line alone because I kind of like that hair to continue to grow. But the hair on the side and stuff, you know what I'm saying? That's what we're really gonna get into, all right? Now you guys, when it comes to brushing and combing your hair, you're gonna wanna make sure you do this. Even though I am gonna be using a guard, a 1.5 guard first, if I don't comb and detangle, it will cut unevenly, okay? So make sure you brush and comb. Start out with my 1.5 guard. And then the beautiful thing about the guard, you guys, is the guard just allows you to pretty confidently cut whatever you want. The main thing you're gonna wanna make sure you do is not go on that little line of demarcation. That's why I've got that dread sock blocking the hairs that I don't wanna cut. This is the main thing that you deal with when you go to the barber shop. Okay, so when you got a high top set, this is the scariest thing you could do, right? Is cut too close to the line and cut into a lock. All right, so you can see here, I sort of cut and brush as I go. It's not perfect yet, don't worry, it doesn't have to be. The main goal is to just cut the hair at a nice even length, okay? That's really all you're doing. You're blocking the hair that you don't want to cut, and you're cutting all the other hair on the sides and the back to a nice even length, and that guard is gonna allow you to do that. All right, now I'm consistently brushing throughout, as I said in the beginning of the video, because I wanna make sure that the hair that I plan to cut or intend to cut is all in the right spot, all right? So as you can see here, I am starting to line my hair up a little bit early just because I am intending to do a fade on my hair. I just like to get my line set. My biggest piece of advice for you guys that are trying to line your hair up for the first time is you're gonna make mistakes, okay? You kind of gotta learn what your angles are and the guidelines on your framing of your face. You know, for me, I know that the corners of my hairline shouldn't extend past my eyebrows, and I use that guideline to set my hairline, okay? Now, as you can see here, I'm doing a little fade. Now, I am not professional, so I cannot explain this to you really well. It took a lot of trial and error for me, but essentially, you're creating a line and then you're using your guards to sort of blur that line out, all right? Line up my neck. I don't do any sort of fading on my neck because it's a little too difficult. But then you can see I'm starting my facial hair, okay? And when it comes to your facial hair, you guys, you're gonna have to line that up to your liking. For me, I know a slightly thicker mustache with the middle part, you know, and following the natural hairline of my beard and everything. That's just what I do, okay? But you already should know as an adult male what look best suits you. And if you don't know, you gotta keep cutting, you gotta keep trying, because again, that's trial and error. Many a times you are gonna cut too much of your mustache or cut too much of your beard. You gotta kind of go through that to learn what look best suits you. At least that's my experience, okay? Now here we are, you guys. Hopefully you can see a huge difference. I kind of faded it out a little bit with the clippers that I have. You can't get the cleanest fade because obviously they're not professional clippers. They're not really intended to do really intense fading. But you know, for the most part, I did okay. Now, if I were to go to a wedding or something a little bit more formal, something where I'd want to show up my best, I would absolutely go to a barbershop, okay? If you live in the Dallas area, please let me know who the best barbers are because I still ain't found one yet. But overall, you guys, you can see the beard. You know, cleaned up the neck a little bit. I tend to leave my beard alone because I do want it to grow. It took a while for me to get this, so I don't, you know, I try not to line it up a lot. I let my hair grow as much as possible. But let me go ahead and give you guys this little side by side. Let's see the neck as well, you know. But yeah, you know, I feel like I did a decent job, you guys. Obviously, this is not to replace your professional barber. You definitely still want to utilize your professional barber. It's just when you have locks, especially high top locks, you got to be absolutely careful when you got people that are going to be cutting close to your lock. I tend to not go to the professional barber at all if I don't have to, mainly because I have been nicked before, and the worst thing that you could have is somebody nick one of those locks and you lose one or have to combine some because of it. Hopefully you guys liked the video. Hopefully it helped some of you guys out. If you have any questions, definitely leave in the comment section below. If you have any tips for me, definitely leave in the comment section below. This, for me, it's doable, okay? I don't know about everybody's situation, but for me, this is doable. I can go out and do what I gotta do with this and feel, you know, pretty proud, all right? But again, hopefully this video helped. It's been tplocks, signing out.
tplocks fam, what is going on? You already know it's your boy Backpack Beats. If you like the music on my homie TP's channel, definitely come over to my channel. I got more of these. I'm making beats every week. I'm also DJing every week for the No More Free Beat Show. So definitely make sure you stay tuned in. Got a lot of stuff popping. I appreciate everybody who's been coming from TP's channel as well. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, so I really appreciate y'all for coming through, showing love. It's nothing but a community over here for real. We got the dope vibes. So definitely stay tuned to what we're doing on TP's channel. Make sure you stay tuned to what I'm doing on my channel also. And it's gonna be fire, man. Dope beats, dope music, dope vibes. Appreciate y'all.